I wrote off Andrew Tate as someone who spouted, what did I say, deeply biased and extremely inaccurate nonsense. And to some degree, that's true. I want to be clear. When he says things like,
women should clean up. Not only should women should clean up unprompted. And I'm going to tell you why. And another reason is because women are intrinsically lazy.
There is a part of me that just feels obligated to point out, like, there are people who believe that unironically, and whether or not Andrew Tate does, which we'll get into in a second, because I think he's a persona. There's enough of that vitriol that goes around that it's worth saying, hey, this is nonsense. However, when I see Andrew Tate in conversation, to me it's pretty clear he's playing a persona.
So I've had this argument with a feminist before. She's like, oh, well, we've never tried matriarchies, we've only tried patriarchies, blah, blah, blah. And I said, listen, bitch. Yes, they have been tried.
And this is an important lesson that I think everyone needs to learn is if you are going to argue at someone or attack someone who is clearly playing a character or a persona, you look like a fool and you empower them. This is true for Donald Trump. This is true for people like Nick Fuentes. And it's also true for people like Hassan Piker or Alex Jones or anyone who plays a character. Each of those people, their persona and their authentic self might be blended to some degree, but ultimately, if you're going to get mad and say, oh, well, Andrew Tate's a misogynist or something like that, or Hassan's just a woke, POS anti-American scumbag, you're giving fodder to the characters they've created and they enjoy and benefit from it.
Have you ever been attacked by a tiger?
No, actually. No.
That's because for your entire life, I have been protecting you from tigers. You may not know this, but I spoke to the Tiger King. I spoke to the Tiger Lords. I spoke to each tiger individually, as well as making sure you were shadowed at all times.
Spoke to Joe Exotic.
Exactly. Shadowed at all time by my War Room Elite tiger killing squads to make sure you were never ever attacked by a tiger. The only reason you're not ripped to shreds is because of me. You owe me a massive thank you. If you piss me off,
I really appreciate that.
I will take that away.
Unleash the tigers.
Unleash the tigers. And you'll be walking through central London and you'll be torn to shreds.
It's like Jeff Dunham is the ventriloquist guy, and he described a story one time of someone getting in a actual argument with his ventriloquist dummy. And it's like, that's what you do when you argue with and attack the character that someone like Andrew Tate or Donald Trump or Nick Fuentes or Vosh or any of these people create. And again, there's obvious contradictions in Andrew Tate's character because he talks about the degradation of society, and yet his brother and his primary source of income is an OnlyFans management agency or something like that. And the danger of writing someone like Tate off as just a misogynist who no one needs to listen to is that he actually does make some good points that are irrelevant to his misogyny. For example,
because every single one of us to some degree is an empty vessel. We're all programmed.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as escaping the slave mind. You must just, to some degree, understand who is programming you and understand if you really want those characteristics. Most people are repeating opinions, and I'm saying, where did you get that opinion from? They can't remember where they got it from. They don't know who even told them. They don't know why they so fervently believe in it. They're just told, they're programmed. You need to genuinely analyze your brain, defrag every single opinion you strongly have and identify where it came from and if that person has your best interest at heart.
Now, not only is this a good point, this is actually a very social constructionist left-wing argument. And so for people who want to just write off Tate as a misogynist, what you do is then you prevent yourself from being able to separate the wheat from the chaff. And for example, Andrew Tate has a huge audience. And if I just got up here and said, Andrew Tate's just a blanket misogynist and it's irrelevant anything else he says. Well, all of the people that listen to him who recognize the true stuff that he says, like what I just showed you, well, they're going to be able to say, well, actually, okay, if this person is so dumb to attack the character, the persona that Andrew Tate's created, why should I listen to this person in any regard? And I think that's fair. If you can't tell that Donald Trump sometimes plays a character or Nick Fuentes or whoever is playing a character, and you just say, well, everything they say is stupid bar none because they said this one dumb thing, then you're being unrealistic and you deserve dismissal in the eyes of people who would otherwise maybe listen to what you have to say. So clearly, there's an element of humor, there's an element of joking around, and for people to criticize him so blindly and get upset, have Andrew Tate be able to control their emotions, well, they're the real losers. So Andrew Tate is funny, he's wrong on some stuff, whether or not it's his character saying that, but it's a mistake, generally, to write people off as just one misogynist or racist or anti-American or super woke person. Always separate the wheat from the chaff based on the words that are being said, not the person that is saying them. And so with that, good luck and Godspeed.